Hi guys and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 with AC Milan. We're taking on Lokomotiv Moscow at the San Siro to kick off this episode. Let's dive right into it. We have the 1-0 lead from the game in Moscow. So we're just going to, as I say, dive right in here. We've obviously picked our 12 substitutes for the previous game against Benevento there, so we'll have to take some of them out. What I'm actually going to do though, I'm going to put Sportelli in for Barzagli. I'm going to give, where is he, young Nicolo Zaniolato a game, starting in central midfield alongside Lucas Biglia actually. I'm going to also play, let's have a little look, anyone else? I'm going to also play Patrick Cotrone up front. Who wants him? Cagliari and Fiorentina. I'm going to play him up front. Other than that, we're going with the main team. We're going Donnarumma, Sportelli, Bonucci, Romagnoli, Calabria, Rodriguez, Zaniolato, Biglia, Calhanoglu, Suso and Cotrone. Tactics, as always, will be to control the game, to attack. Rodriguez and Calabria getting down the flanks to provide the width. Biglia and Zaniolato in there just supporting and holding the midfield positions. Biglia breaking up play and playing it simple. Zaniolato just keeping a simple game, keeping a simple position, basically just keeping it simple, passing the ball forward into Suso and Calhanoglu for more intricate passes, more creative moves, playing it out wide to Calabria on the overlap, and then Cotrone is the spearman up front, the spearhead of the attack, if you will. So let's continue, let's get right into this game. Zaniolato lacking match fitness, but he is a good guy. I like him. He looks very, very weird. He looks like he's about 30 years old and he's only 19. He looks like a proper Italian there in his photo. So hopefully we can turn him into a pretty good central midfield player. I don't think he's exactly going to turn into the next Pirlo, but he could do a job for us, I think. A player that we've got in our youth ranks right now, might as well develop him, is Cotrone to Bonucci and then out to Rodriguez. Nice expansive play to start the game. Rodriguez trying to get forward now. It's a good challenge by Gamez on the other side, but Lokomotiv Moscow up against it today. They have to come here to San Siro and beat us, which is not as difficult as I would like, to be frank, but it's not as easy as they would like either. A packed house here at San Siro actually. We've had some poor crowds this season, so I like to see that. Zaniolato with a nice ball. Suso nods it in. Cotrone finishes, but he is offside, which is a shame. It was a lovely goal. It was a lovely flick on there. Suso like a seal popping up and flicking that one on, but not to be. An interesting 3-2-3-2 here from Lokomotiv. Pretty dull game in the opening 20. We've kept possession very, very well there, over 60% of the ball. And in a game where your opponents need to score, if you can keep hold of it, you've got a pretty good chance. Biglia to Suso now. Suso finds Zaniolato, keeps it simple, goes out to Rodriguez, takes it down well. Rodriguez looking to go on the outside, plays it into Suso. That's a nice ball. Suso back out to Rodriguez, finds Zaniolato, moves it on quickly to Calhanoglu, has a pop, it's well over the bar, but we're keeping the pressure on. Well, the better side, we have the 1-0 lead. If we can get a goal here, I think it's probably more or less done. Calhanoglu onto Cotrone, who I would like to be in the mix. Zaniolato actually was arriving but couldn't get to it. Sportelli with a nice header onto Calabria, keeps the ball in. Calabria pings it to Zaniolato, who has to stretch to flicker onto Suso, who takes it down, beats a man, drives it in, and it's a goal. Unfortunately, Zaniolato there jumping for the ball has injured himself. It's a proper injury, so we'll be taken to that screen to make the change. But Suso's made it 1-0. I think that's us through. Just a damn shame Zaniolato's went down with an injury. Who do we bring on? I'll bring on Bonaventura. He can play as a deep line playmaker with a support duty there, rather than bringing on Franck Kessie and risk getting an injury to a really important player before we play Inter. Rodriguez's cross is blocked. It comes back to Biglia. Now Bonaventura, he's got a man there in Calhanoglu, takes a nice touch, can fire one off. It's a decent save by Guilherme in there in the Lokomotiv goal. Do you ever pronounce a word in your head, but when you actually say it, your tongue doesn't seem to cooperate? That's me with this goalkeeper. I know exactly how to pronounce it, but my tongue just doesn't seem to cooperate with that. As Romagnoli plays it back the way to Biglia, he finds Bonaventura. Got an option arriving, tries to wrap his foot round it. Not a bad effort, but it goes wide. Still 1-0 to Milan. I think I might bring on young Bellanova for Calabria at half time. He's another little project. Although I might go with Kalinic too. I'm not certain. No, I'll go with Belanova. I'll bring him on. Why not? We're absolutely in control of the game today. The back three have done well dealing with Okaka and Eder up there. I imagine Lokomotiv are playing a pretty direct game. Obviously Okaka up there's an absolute hoose of a guy, so yeah, very well done to our back three today. They all have 6.7 ratings, but I would say that's probably down to not having to do much rather than doing anything wrong. Yeah, if we look at Belanova here, he's a promising fullback. I think he's decent. He's got okay mentals up there. He's got pretty decent physical stats already. Technicals need some work, and his work rate and all that kind of thing needs a bit of work down there. But he's only 17 years of age. I think he can come on to be a good player. And again, even if your youngsters don't progress to be in your full team, you can get a youngster who's a decent player and punt him on for a couple of million. Çalhanoğlu in, Sportelli rises, flicks it on. Bonucci can't sneak it in from that angle, unfortunately for us. So Sportelli and Belanova both today actually now on the park. Youngsters who have some decent potential. Suso picking this up. He's got Bilia there for a bit of support. He pings it to Rodriguez. Has to take a touch on a pretty poor ball. Trying to angle this in. It is blocked. It comes back to Bilia. Moves it swiftly to Bonaventura. He's got Belanova. Can the youngster drive it across? He does. Suso's arriving in there for a volley. And it is Suso's second. And it's Raul Belanova with the assist. Beautiful stuff. Angled it in for an excellent finish from the young Spaniard. Suso, who is still young, which is incredible. It feels like he's been around for ages. I think he's still like 22 or 23. He must have been about 16 or 17 when he first appeared in Football Manager then. I remember him at Liverpool being an absolute wonder kid. So I will go for Nikola Kalinic now, just to try and give him an opportunity to prove something to me today. Cotroni was pretty poor, but being a young Milan boy, he's obviously got a future here. My domestic player bias coming through. As Pashtov loses out to Bilia, Sportelli will move it on quickly to Belanova, the youngsters combining. Belanova into Bonaventura, now Çalhanoğlu takes a nice touch, helps her on, but it's Farfan that cuts that one out. Gadiev forward, Sportelli in front of the Lokomotiv man, beautifully there. Suso to Bonaventura, quickly to Çalhanoğlu. He's got Belanova there for some support. He goes past his man, lays it to Belanova, not a good ball. Belanova angles across and it deflects, and then, and Belanova somehow is technically getting an assist for that, but that's one of those goals where I don't like conceding it and I don't like scoring it either. Dodgy looking stuff there from the match engine. Chested back to the goalkeeper, who for some reason just pams it and then sits down and lets Kalinic pounce for a goal. What can I say? So everybody's been good today to a man. Çalhanoğlu's been okay, Bonaventura's been okay, everybody else at least 7.0 today. Other than Cotroni, who has been taken off, of course. But Suso, the man of the match, and Raul Belanova with 2 assists after coming on at half time. You've got to give it up for the young man. He's impressed me in the games he's played. He gave away a penalty, fair enough, when he came on against Napoli, but then he won the ball back at the start of the move that would ultimately give us the win. Bilia now with 10 seconds left. Suso now pings it in. It's cut out by Pashtov. Guilherme will clear it. And I imagine that's pretty much going to be game, as Bonucci finds Bonaventura, plays it to Suso, and it's fitting that Suso will be the man who ends the game with the ball at his feet, because he's completely bossed proceedings today. Passionately, very, very pleased. And that's us heading into that game against Inter. Oh, and if we look here, Bilbao knocking out Arsenal, that's big. I would not have liked to play Arsenal in this tournament. There are still some tough sides in it. Liverpool probably being the only side that I really, really fear. There's no real big side in it. A couple of sides like maybe Porto, who we're sort of even with. Hoffenheim as well, knocking out Celtic. Hoffenheim would be a tough draw. Likewise Bilbao, but there's a lot of teams in there I think we could beat. Maybe we could go even further in the Europa League than I thought we could. So we're going to get the draw for the next round of the Europa League, and then we're going to play Inter, hopefully overturn the deficit from our first leg. But first of all, it's the Europa League draw. So the first leg of the last 16 will be played at Hertha's Stadium, whatever it's called, in Berlin, as Hertha will play Villarreal. Second game, Zenit, who will host Everton. Porto, who will host Nice. Hoffenheim, who will host Rangers. Ouch. That's actually interesting. Hoffenheim drew Celtic, then Rangers. Liverpool will play at home in their first leg as AC Milan go to Anfield, of course. Yep, okay. AC Milan versus Liverpool in Europe. It's certainly a big tie. Both sides have something to live up to. Of course, if we take a little look here, did they have the Champions League? No, they started in the Europa League. I just want to check something first to get my facts right before I make a fool of myself and say something that's wrong. Yeah, so Liverpool and AC Milan each beat the other in a final to win the Champions League recently. Of course, everybody remembers the famous Istanbul night for Liverpool, coming back from 3-0 down. Milan would then go on to get their revenge a couple of years later. So a big tie that we have there in the Europa League. I'm kind of fearful, to be honest. I think Liverpool could absolutely pick us apart at Anfield, so we're going to have to be really careful when we go there. Hopefully Suso can have a nice homecoming and trash them. Inter away at Atalanta, preparing for the cup game. We don't actually have a game this weekend, which is nice. We can get a bit of rest, having just played there on the Thursday. Hopefully Inter pick up some injuries here. Nice injury to Icardi would be nice. They actually lose to Atalanta. Hopefully that hurts the morale. Any injuries? No injuries, sadly. Although Mauro Icardi didn't play. Why is that? That's because that's Atalanta's team. Mauro Icardi did play and did score. How many goals does he have now? Only 9? I thought it was more than that. Hopefully he doesn't get any in the Italian Cup. Juventus hosting Napoli today. I would imagine them Napoli to go to Turin and get slapped. Hopefully not. Hopefully they can take something and we can keep any fantasy of challenging Juve alive. Arsenal beating Liverpool there. Hopefully they arrive in bad form when we play them in the Europa League. Yeah, Juventus 3-1 over Napoli. Simple as it gets. We are now sitting 8 points clear in second place and 9 points behind Juve. Game in hand, of course. And it kind of looks like a real Serie A table. The team in second place are well ahead of the team in third place, but then the team in second place are still comfortably behind Juventus. It's been that way for a couple of years now in Italy. There's a little tweet here saying the winner of AC Milan versus Liverpool has to go on to win the trophy. I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that. We now retain 55% of the revenue from player sales. I didn't even know what that figure was. That's incredibly low, but as long as it's going up, I'm happy. Shevchenko, the Ukraine manager, looks pretty decent. Wouldn't mind getting him on the backroom staff if we could. Okay, we're about to play Inter Milan. Has to be the exact same method of play as we had in the last game against Lokomotiv. We have to just go out there and dominate the game. What was that? The fitness test? That wasn't Calabria. It was Calabria. Fitness test not required. Capable of playing with minimal risk of complications. So he'll definitely play. Zaniolato not starting there, of course. Manuel Locatelli will come back in. On the bench we can add the little extras onto the bench there. Andrea Bazzali returns. We click the right guy for Sportelli there. In front, Kessie will come back in for Biglia. Locatelli can support rather than defend. I think that's everything we want to change, or do we want to go Andre Silva? Let's go Andre Silva. So we're going to go Donnarumma, Barzali, Bonucci, Romagnoli, Calabria, Rodriguez, Locatelli, Kessie, Çalhanoğlu, Suso and Silva. with 3-2-3-2 from them. The same thing that Lokomotiv Moscow tried to do here. Didn't work for Lokomotiv, but Mauro Icardi is no Stefano Okaka. Ball played out to D'Ambrosio. He'll be testing Rodriguez down that side. Okay, Candreva actually coming into this one injured. We have an early corner. Çalhanoğlu in, D'Ambrosio away only as far as Suso. Looks for Locatelli, who smashes one right in, and we are level before the 3rd minute. Beautiful stuff. Locatelli, an absolute belter of a hit. Assisted by Suso, who's in great form now. I could not have asked for a better start. What a hit that was from the young man. But Candreva now, yep, to the edge of the box to D'Ambrosio, who thunders one. Oof, and we almost had an even better goal at the other end. Packed crowd here at San Siro, which is nice to see. Hopefully we're starting to bring the crowds in now. The real test will be when we have a home game against one of the minnows. See if the crowd still turns out for that one. But we got them here for Lokomotiv, and they're here again for this game. They should turn out for the Milan derby, mind you. So we're a little disappointed actually that we haven't pushed on from that early goal. But we at least wiped out Inter's advantage early doors. Statistically very even today. Foul count 16-3. So we're considerably dirtier than Inter are. I've got no problem with that. No, I've no problem turning it into a fight. Okay, tell the boys to get back out there and win this one for us. And I'll give Nikola Kalinic a chance to come on and score again. Even if he scores a really dodgy goal, you have to say he would earn another start. He did well off the bench before and we gave him a start and he was rotten in that start, so that's why he's back out, and this looks like a red card. It looks a lot like a red card. So a mixed day for Locatelli. An absolute belter of a goal and a red card. So we'll drop back Çalhanoğlu into Locatelli's position. We'll go more standard, normal back line. Other than that, we're really going to keep things more or less the same. Boys are going to have to concentrate though. Rodriguez now to Frank Kessie. Kessie takes a nice touch. It's Rodriguez to belt one in here. Calabria back stick down to Çalhanoğlu. Oh, and it's in. Technically that should be an own goal as it thunders the bar and comes off Handanovic and goes in, but Çalhanoğlu gets the goal, assisted by Calabria, and not long after going down to 10 men, AC Milan have the lead. 2-0, 2-1 on aggregate. We need to hold this, but come on, Inter have been rotten today, you have to say. Absolute rank rotten. D'Ambrosio the only one who's done anything really for them. Gagliardini's actually played really well, but we haven't seen much of him. They actually have more bookings than we do, despite the fact we've committed more than double the fouls. Van Huysden playing this one forward, though we have to be careful. If away goals count, then Inter only need one. Ermacora angling it in. It's easy for Donnarumma though. Lovely take. Pelting it down with rain here today, so a good take by the goalkeeper, who I imagine is going to launch this. No, he rolls it out to Bonucci. Back to Donnarumma. Out to Barzali. Good play. That's how we want them to play. Çalhanoğlu to Calabria. I thought they might have launched it considering we're down to the 10 men, but it's good play there. Çalhanoğlu picking this up. Kessie not rushing ourselves. Kessie out wide to Rodriguez. It's brilliant play actually. Rodriguez a bit isolated now. Go back the way. Goes down. Oh, and the numbers are going to even up. D'Ambrosio, who's actually had a good game for Inter today, is going to get sent off. And it's funny, Locatelli had a good game and scored a belter, gets sent off. D'Ambrosio's Inter's best player, sent off as well. We've only actually made the one change. I'm going to bring Biglia on for Frank Kessie now. We'll just continue and we'll use our other sub to waste a little bit of time. Oh, Donnarumma with the goal kick now. Long it goes, long and high. Suso's chasing this. Miranda will get it away. Candreva to pick her up though. Takes it down on the chest. I'd like him closed down a little faster. It's over the top. It's Icardi. Chance. And it's in. Mauro Icardi has scored. Does that give them the lead in away goals? It hasn't said it on the commentary. Let's just check the competition rules here before we go gung-ho. Does it actually tell us... Where are we? Away goals used, yeah, F level. Okay, so we do have to go all out attack now. Who do we throw in? Cotroni or Borini? Oh, do you know what? We'll throw in Borini. Give him a chance. Can any of them play defensive midfield? Bonucci sort of can. We'll drop Rodriguez back. Calabria can come off for Borini. And we're pretty much just going to have to lump this. Overload. Higher. Higher. More risks. Longer passing. Let's go. It is really going to suck if we manage to... Oh, Suso's injured. Alright, now we're really narrow. Exploit them. I just pumped the ball into the box, you know. It's really going to suck. Wait, what? Oh, it hasn't made the sub yet. Okay, Borini's going to come on for Suso. Borini, I mean, this is an absolute mess of a formation now. Whatever, let's just do it. Yeah, so we had firm control when we were playing against 11. When we had 10 playing against 11, we still had firm control. And when we go down to 10 each, they score and we're out. Perhaps one could argue we're a bit naive in not trying to shut the game out, but I fancied we would be able to do it. That's my mistake. I'm going to say it's not good enough, but ultimately I have to take the responsibility for that one. We should have probably tried to shut up shop a bit, and we're now out. And yeah, Inter are through. It's really painful. And they're going to play Bologna or Sassuolo for a chance to lift a trophy. That stings. That really stings. Especially, we played so well there. We really didn't deserve that. But that's what Mauro Icardi brings to Inter, unfortunately. Disappointment, but we're through to face Liverpool in the Europa League. That's the main thing. Second is still absolutely on. The only thing is the season league-wise seems like a little bit of a dud now, unfortunately, because we've beaten the expectations, I'd like to think, but we're still a ways off Juve. We're going to keep plugging away, and in fact next time we have Udinese away, and then we go to Anfield. So it's going to be an interesting one. Technically we've won our last 2 games. We've won 4 out of the last 5, so we're in better form than we were just a short while ago. So hopefully we can go to Udinese. If we can go there and beat them, we will actually go, what are we now, 8 ahead. We'll go 11 points clear and we'll have a game in hand. Our game in hand is against Verona, who are second bottom, and I believe, where are Verona? Yeah, we'll be home to Verona as well, so you know, disappointment there to go out of the cup. Overall though, I'm okay with how it went. We got a victory. We got a victory over Lokomotiv Moscow. We look forward. Team is still nowhere near what we want it to be. There's still lots of dead weight to shift, lots of players we'd like to bring in. So overall, I'm okay with how it's going at the moment, if I'm not absolutely over the moon. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you have, if you could drop down below and leave a like, I would greatly appreciate it. If you'd like to follow the series, you can subscribe to the channel, for which I would be eternally grateful. But overall, primarily just thanks for watching the videos, and I will see you next time when we take on Udinese and then the big clash against Liverpool.